คุณกำลังฟังสถานีวิทยุ AM 1575 กิโลเฮิรตซ์สรานรมเรดิโอวิทยุการทูตเพื่อประชาชนเชื่อมไทยสู่โลกเชื่อมโลกสู่ไทย
สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome back to Inside MFA with me สิริสาประชุมญาติ Inside MFA is on air from 6 to 6:30 a.m. bright and early every Friday on right here at Saranrom Radio. Saranrom is spelled Saranrom and radio. So if you are those traditional type, you can always just tune into the radio and switch to AM 1575 kilohertz, and Saranrom Radio will be right there with you every weekday from Monday to Friday. But if you are those living in the city and it's on a rush all the time, you can always listen to Saranrom Radio on the internet as well. We have all the programs covering stories such as mundane things like learning Myanmar, to consular affairs, to bilateral affairs, updating on what has been done so far, legal affairs as well, informing you guys of what the Ministry of Foreign Affairs usually do on a day-to-day basis and what we've done so far and some of the stuff we've covered. So if you're interested in learning about what we do and the foreign policies or stances that have been carried out as well as presented to the public so far, be sure to tune into Saranrom Radio. And we have Facebook. It's Saranrom Radio. Our YouTube channel is Saranrom Radio as well. Our website is saranrom.mfa.go.th. And if you haven't subscribed, give us a thumbs up or like us or follow us. Be sure to do so on Facebook and YouTube as well. So my ritual, of course, the weather. So it's been a bit better with the rain. It is at the end of the rainy season, coming into the winter season, sort of. We don't usually get the winter season in Bangkok because we're the closest location to the equator, basically, because we are the capital and we're actually in the middle of the country, and Thailand is located so close to the equator. So most of the time we have hot and hotter weather. But with the changing of the climate change, one of the things that we actually get, one of the things that we are getting is actually cooler weather at the end of the year, basically in the winter season. So around November, December until January kind of thing, you get longer winters or longer cooler weather in Bangkok. So I think the longest we've had was actually a month or 3 weeks long winter kind of thing. I mean, last year or the year before. No, the year before I wasn't here. I was actually in London. Last year it was about a week, 2 weeks, I think. But yeah, we don't really get cool weather for a long time. I mean, it might be cool in the morning and maybe at night, but it wasn't that much of a difference, let's say. But I think that the weather now between, like, in the winter season or at the end of the year, between in the morning and the afternoon, you get like a big difference. It might be like 20 degrees something in the morning, which is actually quite cold, coming from 35, 40 degrees Celsius almost every month, basically. So it actually give you a sense of having a cooler weather. And then by lunchtime, okay, it goes back up to around 30, 35 degrees or so. And then by the end of the day, it comes down again back to around 25. So by then, you still feel a stark difference between the temperature, making it cooler than it usually is. So yeah, I personally enjoy it because I love cold weather. I love the winter season. I love the snow, basically. I know I was born in Thailand, but hey, so I personally enjoy the coolness of the weather, especially if you have like a 20 degrees kind of weather all year round. That would be like a joy throughout the year. But I know that some people just don't really enjoy the coldness like I do. So yeah, it's personal preference, basically. So yeah, but enjoy it while it lasts. You get the hot weather anyway. You can go to the beach whenever because you're in Thailand. But yeah, just enjoy it while it lasts. Anyway, I have a few updates before signing off today. And of course, the situation in Israel is still being on the radar. all the news reporter and news channels are actually keeping up with the situation right now, especially at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, because we do have the latest update to update. I think that it's not as frequent as last week, because the situation was actually very, very quite troublesome last week, or quite hard last week. But this week it's getting better. The situation is stabling down a bit, but we do have numbers to report on some days. We do give press briefings on some days as well, and we still have a daily meeting and briefing with the executives of the ministry in the morning, and I think it's still in the afternoon maybe. So we are still keeping being updated and keeping the situation up to date with the current situation and what we can do to help those registered saying that they want to return home, basically. So let's just have a quick recap of the numbers from the middle of the week. So Mrs. Kanjana Khattarachol, Director General of the Department of Information and MFA spokesperson, share updates on the situation in Israel as reported by the Royal Thai Embassy in Tel Aviv and outcomes of the Rapid Response Center or RRC meeting in the afternoon of the day at 1 p.m. to expedite the evacuation of Thai nationals. Following the attack on the Al Ali Arab Hospital in the north of the Gaza Strip on October 17th, MFA spokesperson expressed sadness and condolences to all the victims and their bereaved families and called for the respect of international humanitarian law. She informed that MFA will soon release an official statement in this regard. Now, statistics, it remained 30. Death toll, number of injuries is unchanged at 16, and the number of abductions is also unchanged at 17. Number of Thai nationals who have registered for voluntary repatriation, I think it stands at around almost 8,600 people now. And then 115 Thai nationals reportedly said they still want to remain to do work in Israel. Now, evacuation plans. So this is from the middle of the week. So on October 17th, the Royal Thai Embassy facilitated the 6th and 7th repatriation of a total of 428 Thai nationals. Of this number, 162 Thai nationals were repatriated via El Al chartered flight, which arrived at Suvarnabhumi Airport at 7:05 p.m. The remaining 266 Thai nationals were repatriated via Thai Airways chartered flight and arrived in the morning of the 18th at Suvarnabhumi Airport at around 5 a.m. Now, on the 18th, the Royal Thai Embassy facilitated the 8th and 9th repatriation of Thai nationals. The 8th and 9th repatriation rounds of Thai nationals as follow. The 8th repatriation via El Al flight had arrived at Suvarnabhumi Airport, has arrived at Suvarnabhumi Airport on the morning of the 19th at 35 minutes past midnight, and the 9th repatriation via the Royal Thai Air Force or RTAF aircraft arrived at the military airport 2 Wing 6 on the 19th as well, but at 1:40 in the afternoon. This RTAF flight departed from Thailand with food, water, and medical supplies from Thai government agencies and the private sector, including from MFA, Thai Beverage Public Company Limited, and Thai Airways International Public Company Limited. Now, to ensure the safety of Thai nationals while awaiting repatriation, the Royal Thai Embassy in Tel Aviv has opened 7 safe transit centers at hotels in Tel Aviv to accommodate more Thai nationals who have been evacuated out of danger zones into safe zones and wish to return to Thailand. Now, the Royal Thai Embassy continues to coordinate and explore additional repatriation routes, including via transit in Dubai, with the aim to repatriate up to 600 or more Thai nationals a day. At present, RRC is arranging repatriation flights via El Al, Royal Thai Air Force or aircraft, as well as Thai Airways, Air Asia, Nok Air, and Thai Lion Air. So we are working at the best of our abilities to repatriate and bring all those Thai people who have registered that intend to come home. We are providing as much help and assistance as we can and as quickly as possible as we can. Sometimes it's not easy, especially when you don't have a commercial flight. We have to fly over the airspace of other countries, and for that, we actually have to have permission, and we're actually working around the clock to do that as well. So it will take some time, but hopefully we'll be able to get all 8,600 people out of there in the next few days. Hopefully not sooner, but by next week, most of the people or all of the people who have registered would have been returned or repatriated back to Thailand. So hopefully, fingers crossed, and nothing is going to be escalated, and the situation is not going to worsen in the next few days as well. Anyway, now Prime Minister Seth Thaksin paid an official visit to Malaysia upon the invitation of Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia, on October the 11th until the 12th. This is Prime Minister Seth Thaksin's first official visit to Malaysia. In the afternoon of October 11th, Prime Minister Seth Thaksin had a royal audience with Yang Di Pertuan Agong, the Sultan of Malaysia, at Istana Negara, Kuala Lumpur. The Prime Minister underlined the purpose of this visit, which is to enhance bilateral relations and foster concrete cooperation in all dimensions. Following the royal audience, Prime Minister Seth Thaksin and Prime Minister Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim of Malaysia had a full bilateral meeting at the Government House in Putrajaya. Both sides agreed to boost bilateral cooperation by establishing task forces in 4 areas, namely border trade, trade and investment, agriculture and food, tourism and security. On border trade, trade and investment, both leaders agreed that there is still room for economic cooperation between the two countries. Both sides should set a new trade target with concrete goals and plans for implementation. Prime Minister Seth Thaksin invited more investment from Malaysia, especially in the automotive industry. Both sides also agreed to expedite important infrastructure development projects linking Thailand and Malaysia, namely the road alignment linking the new ICQ Sadao and ICQs Bukit Kayu Hitam, and the second bridge of Sungai Golok and Ranto Panjang. On food and agriculture, the Prime Minister informed the Malaysian Prime Minister that Thailand's strength in food security can be a basis for Thailand and Malaysia's cooperation. Both countries can do more on halal industry, food technology, and plant-based food. Both sides agree to enhance the number of tourists by easing the border crossing process. In this regard, Prime Minister Seth Thaksin was informed of Malaysia's plan to unify all border-related agencies into one to facilitate cross-border activities. In terms of security, the two prime ministers were pleased that both sides have achieved much progress in promoting peace and stability in the southern border provinces, or SBP, of Thailand. The Malaysian side supported the current Thai government's intention to enhance economic development and prosperity in the SBP. The Prime Minister also met with Mr. Syed Mokhtar Al-Bukhari, owner of Proton, a Malaysian automobile manufacturer, and Mr. Lee Shufu, chairman of Zhejiang Geely Group. Both companies expressed their interest in jointly investing in an electric vehicle production in Thailand. In the evening, the Prime Minister of Malaysia hosted a welcoming dinner in honor of the Prime Minister of Thailand with a warm and friendly atmosphere. So yeah, once again, official visits, especially now that the Prime Minister has recently taken up office. He's doing official visits around different countries around the globe. So he's doing Malaysia now. I think he went to 3 ASEAN countries, including Singapore. And then for this week, he went to China, and then he'll be going off to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia for his official visits as well. So yeah, one of the most important things at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is forging closer ties at the leaders level. So head of the governments and head of states as well. So we're doing that. We are facilitating all these meetings between the Prime Minister of Thailand and Prime Minister or President or head of governments of another country, just to forge a stronger bilateral ties between both countries, between the peoples as well. The more we see each other, the more we talk about things, the more cooperation we can meet out. And at the end of the day, it's a compromise, I suppose. If the cooperations or whatever we talked about or put on the table is actually beneficial to both countries, we then agree on it, right? Like I said, human beings can't work in this world or can't live in this world alone. We have to work together, especially in ASEAN. All of the borders of every country is actually connected. So if you don't work together, how are we supposed to get by in a daily basis, basically? Because, people at the border actually interact as well. And when you cross borders, you get more securities to be worried about, I suppose, more conflicts that could spring up from out of nowhere. So those are kind of like the reasons we work together, to meet out things that are beneficial to both sides. So it's all in there. It's all beneficial. It's all advantages to both sides. So we are happy we'll be doing that. And we are happy that we can actually cooperate more on things that are beneficial to both of us. Right. So in connection to that, His Excellency Mr. Panpri Pahitanukan, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Thailand, held a bilateral meeting with Her Excellency Ms. Kamikawa Yoko, Minister for Foreign Affairs of Japan, on October 12th at Borgao Ministry of Foreign Affairs during her introductory visit to Thailand as guest of the ministry from October the 12th to the 13th of 2023. Her Excellency, Ms. Kamikawa is also the first foreign minister to be received by this government. On this occasion, both sides reiterated their commitment to advance the comprehensive strategic partnership between Thailand and Japan. They also welcomed the close cooperation in security and defense as well as people-to-people relations and agreed to promote more exchanges of high-level visits. On the economic front, in pursuing Thailand's proactive, not provocative, economic diplomacy, Thailand and Japan, as highly quality long-standing economic partners, agree to promote new economic industries such as digital economy, innovations, blue economy, green economy, and to deepen collaboration in sectors which Japan has extensive expertise, such as EV, medical device, bioindustry, creative economy, digital economy, and maximizing the use of their respective soft powers. In addition, they welcomed the successful training of the first batch of Thai COSEN graduates. Both sides would cooperate to support the career paths of these young graduates, as well as the possibility for them to pursue further education in Japan. In addition, Foreign Minister Kamikawa would help facilitate and support the expansion of Thai businesses and investment in Japan, mainly in renewable energy and service sectors. Both sides exchanged views on further strengthening the already close cooperation under sub-regional, regional, and international frameworks, particularly Mekong-Japan Cooperation, ACMEX, and ASEAN. They also discussed regional and international issues on mutual interests, including recent developments in the Middle East, Myanmar, reaffirming their common values and cooperation in promoting peace, stability, security, and sustainable growth within the region. Foreign Minister Kamikawa also expressed sincere condolences to Thailand for the loss of lives and the injuries as a consequence of the recent attack on Israel. In this regard, Deputy Prime Minister Panpri expressed his appreciation for her concern and provided information on the government's evacuation of Thai nationals and relief measures for the affected Thais. Once again, cooperation bring about mutual understanding, closer ties, broader cooperation covering education, businesses, foreign policies, and sometimes even military tactics. So hey, cooperation is good. In connection to that, on the 11th, His Excellency Mr. Sihasak Phuongket Keo, Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Thailand, attended the 23rd Indian Ocean Rim Association, or IORA, meeting of the Council of Ministers, or COM, chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Sri Lanka as the chair of IORA for the year 2023 until the 2025 in Colombo of Sri Lanka. The Vice Minister stressed the importance of mitigating the impacts of climate change, ensuring the maritime safety and security of the Indian Ocean by leveraging advanced technologies and transition towards green economy. Furthermore, Thailand urged IORA members to forge closer interdependence that is open, free, inclusive, and rule-based. The meeting adopted the Colombo Communique, which acknowledged the progress made under the functional bodies of the IORA, such as the collaboration with the regional organizations and the United Nations, and the progress of the agreement made with the international organizations and other regional cooperation, including the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, and the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation of BIMSTEC, during which Thailand is a founding member and has a leading role. The meeting also endorsed the IORA Vision 2030 and beyond as a vision to realize a peaceful, stable, and prosperous Indian Ocean region while enhancing cooperation and strengthening Indian Ocean's region's resilience to future challenges. IRA was established in 1995 to enhance economic cooperation, trade and investment, facilitation, and sustainable development of the Indian Ocean region. Currently, IRA has 23 member states and 11 dialogue partners. Running out of time here, so just pushing through with the updates. On October 10th, His Excellency Mr. Srettha Thavisin, Prime Minister of Thailand, paid an official visit to Brunei Darussalam and had a royal audience with His Excellency, or rather His Majesty Sultan Haji Hassan Al Bolkiah, Sultan and Prime Minister of Brunei Darussalam, to discuss issues relating to bilateral cooperation and regional and global agenda. Both sides agreed to enhance bilateral cooperation in all dimensions, including organizing activities to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relations between Thailand and Brunei Darussalam in 2024. Both sides also agreed to enhance cooperation in the areas of trade, investment, and tourism. The Bruneian side continuously strives to enhance its expertise in food security, while Thailand's food security and agricultural expertise can be useful to Brunei Darussalam's effort. The Thai side wishes to increase export of halal products such as chicken meat and Thai jasmine rice to Brunei. Both sides also agreed to enhance cooperation in the area of public health and medical tourism. The Thai Prime Minister also invited Brunei investment agencies to invest in Thailand. Both sides also discussed regional and global issues. They agreed to strengthen ASEAN centrality and solidarity. They also discussed on the ongoing situation in the Middle East. Last but not least, on October 9th, His Excellency Mr. Pantri Pahithanukan, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Thailand, attended the Hong Kong ASEAN Summit 2023 in Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, or SAR, of the People's Republic of China, where he delivered a keynote address entitled Driving Strategic Connectivity for Regional Growth. In his speech, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs shared his vision of the Thai government's policy in driving the country's economy forward with digital economy, including his views on developing deeper cooperation between Thailand and Hong Kong. The Deputy Prime Minister also shared his perspectives on the current geopolitical landscape and how ASEAN and Hong Kong could work together to find opportunities in competing environment. He also emphasized Thailand's leading role as a share of the ASEAN Digital Economy Framework Agreement, or DIFA, negotiation. His Excellency Mr. John Lee Kashiu, Chief Executive of Hong Kong SAR, also gave a speech on Hong Kong's vision as the gateway to North Asia for the ASEAN region. Other key speakers also included the Minister of Manpower and Second Minister for Trade and Industry of Singapore, as well as Deputy Minister on Investment, Trade and Industry of Malaysia. So there are a few official visits here and there, and of course visits by the foreign ministers as well, just to get things going on the foreign policy side. And of course, if the Prime Minister goes anywhere, he'll also, put Thailand's footprint on the map, basically, giving people Thailand's stance and what we're trying to do to achieve, especially with the new government and what his government is trying to achieve for the Thai people. Anyway, running out of time, fun facts. Most people fall asleep in 7 minutes. I'm not exactly sure if that's true for me. I mean, if I'm feeling sleepy, of course, yeah, I might fall asleep in less than 7 minutes, but I don't think that really applies to me. But anyway, ending quotes. Kindness is one thing you can't give away. It always comes back. And this is from George Skolsky. I mean, you can give kindness, you can provide kindness, you can extend your kindness to other people. You can't really give it away, it's true. And it always comes back, because once you're kind enough to other people, they actually would be kind to you as a reciprocation. And sometimes kindness is just there. It's just something you can give without wanting or needing anything to be returned. And kindness is one of the greatest human traits that we can share with each other. So I would say go out there and spread kindness. You never know that what a tiny kindness can do to one person that you meet in your life, or just on a normal daily life, and if you just can't give kindness to other people, you have no idea how much of that kindness can actually make that day. So Just go out there and spread more kindness and grace. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys this week. Be sure to tune in next week for more updates on Inside MFA, just to see how we are on the world map and what the MFA and the Thai government as a whole is doing to put Thailand on the world map. Anyway, have a great rest of the week, and it's a long weekend again, so be sure to enjoy a 3-day long weekend as well. Have a great rest of the day as well as the weekend, and enjoy Bangkok if you're staying in Bangkok, or enjoy your trip elsewhere. สวัสดีค่ะ